Hey, today we're going to talk about one of our other competitors, and namely Outplay. Voila. Let's start with the boring stuff I like. I really liked that they have the import history in their system to show all the files that were imported. Very cool, especially for big companies when a lot of people upload different spreadsheets and they need to make sure this or that is uploaded and all. Very handy to be able to view it all together. What I didn't like, though, about their import is that they have a limit of 1,000 prospects per file per one time import, and I think that is really low and unmanageable, really, for the bigger companies. Then I really liked the option of bulk editing, bulk tagging, and bulk emailing prospects. For instance, you can send a manual email to 5-6 people. This is pretty cool and useful. And also, I like that this simple option of changing the font and the size is present in their step editor and also in the manual email. This is something we really should implement, I believe, because now it takes a person to go to source code and paste the code for the font and for the size. And for people, especially sales, it takes cognitive effort to do so, and I believe that they would prefer to use their cognitive effort into something else, something that brings them money, talking to their prospects and not figuring out HTML code. So yes, so I think that we should definitely make sure we have this one as well. Here is one of, I guess, my favorite ones. It's the integrated Google Calendar. Very handy, very cool. So you can select how many minutes meeting you want and just paste the link. And here I will actually show you in the product itself. I like the meeting settings as well. So you can choose even the location, like if it's Zoom or if you're targeting people in your town, you can name a coffee shop or something. And then here it's also very smart with the availability. Like they make sure you have some buffer time, and then you prevent some meetings that are far away, or like how far off should the calendar be shown. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, and working hours and reminders, like automatic reminder to your contacts that they have booked a meeting with you. This is also pretty awesome. I think they have done a very good job with this meeting booking. Yes. Moving on. This I also think we should be able to provide for our users. So when you send a manual email, it asks you if you want to have a follow-up to this email, and you can either create a task and then just send another manual email, or you can add them to the sequence if they don't reply by certain date, or like we see the options here. Very cool. I think also very good idea, worth implementation. And also, like on top of it, they track their emails that are sent outside of the sequence. So manual emails they track for clicks and for opens and for replies and for everything. That is also something I believe we're missing. Yeah. And also I found this, I was checking out the variables, and it's like the account founded year. It's also very cool for customization, like especially as we plan to work with accounts. Definitely a feature to steal. Like if you want to bond over, like, oh yeah, your company was founded in 2014 when it was such a tough time in Ukraine, for example. Also, I like that they have extension for the phone number. And this is also very cool when you talk about bigger companies and agencies. But when our users want to reach out to bigger companies and agencies, because generally it's one number. And then, for instance, this department is this extension, or this person is that extension. And when I was still working support, I remember a lot of people asking how to go around it in our calling system. So that's a good idea that they have it. I also really liked their Salesforce integration. It offers way more activities to log, for instance, like clicks and notes and calls and meetings. So pretty cool. As to it's the same way more or less when it's prospects to contacts and all, leads to contacts. So this is the contact side is similar to ours, but this is bigger and way cooler, I think. Yeah, and here is also a very interesting thing that I have even mentioned to Oleg, if you remember, if you're watching it, and if you remember, at the first ever review I made, I said that it would be very cool to do the website tracking for our users and the chat. So when someone comes to their website, these people get funneled into the sequence right away. So they have this option here. I also think it is very cool. And triggers. With the triggers, I repeat myself because I remember I was talking about triggers also with Persist IQ. But yeah, well, I do think it's a good idea. It's cool that you can automate as much as possible, and you can even have several criteria. So, like when the email is open and account domain name equals reply.io, then do this. Pretty smart and nice way to handle these triggers. Liked it. And also, dashboard is their main main page, like main view, and they have a live feed here. And I also really liked it because, for instance, you're just working on something and you want to see what's going on now. What if someone just booked a meeting? You see it right away. Or I don't know, someone replied and you can see that they replied right away and maybe act upon it, call them something else. So this is cool. This is something different than notifications. I don't mean like the general notifications we have, but what happens with the prospect if as they go, like during the day or so, to see what's going on here. And I think that can improve different things, like reply rate. For instance, you see that someone clicked on your link or opened your mail, and then you can be proactive about it. So this might be a good idea as well. And this one is also great. This is the filtering tasks, the filter in tasks, filtering rules in tasks. I've had a lot of people asking for it to be able to sort by sequence or by owner or something else. Again, when we have a bigger team, that is useful very often. So yes, filtering rules in tasks is a good one as well. And then this one is probably my second best. I'm going to show it to you in the system itself. So if we go to tasks, and we see this task, I have a LinkedIn connection or something. And as you can see, I intentionally did not put my LinkedIn URL here. So the system does not have my URL. But when I open this task, and I open, so the LinkedIn page opens and the system searches for my profile on its own. This is pretty cool, I think. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, pretty cool. Then I also like that they have the ability to move prospects between steps in the sequence. That is also a very typical case when I want this prospect to skip step 3, and then you have, like in our current case, you have to remove the prospect from the sequence and then add them to the step 4, for example. So that is a lot of manual work. And here they have the ability to skip step and to move to a different step within the sequence itself without this extra action of removing them from the sequence and adding them back. Well, this one is also something I have been repeating myself on from PersistIQ and from Apollo, even I think as well. Reporting on tasks. If we want our users to use tasks, and if we want them to be like indeed multi-channel and to call and to do LinkedIn tasks, we should be able to provide some reporting for them so they know how it turns out. Is it beneficial for them, this channel? So I think this is quite important for us to have the reporting on tasks as well. What I didn't really like is that it's the first time that the email from my work email, liz@apply.io, got sent to the promotions folder, which is definitely like the Outplays fault, not mine, because I don't use my email for outreach or anything. And obviously, this is the issue they are having, that the email did not land in the inbox folder. And then what I didn't like is the reporting on sequence. It's just too many numbers and it looks messy. But I see the concept behind it, and the concept is simplicity, and it's like clean, only numbers. And I don't necessarily say it's bad, but I don't like it. But again, not everything that I don't like is bad. And then a few words from the users. Users love it. Like I read, there are not many reviews on G2 Crowd about Outplay, but like all the reviews they have is 4 and 5, and yeah, users are really enjoy it. And like something I mentioned is also the functionality to make bulk updates, bulk edits, and bulk export. They also the support is very good, very helpful. A lot of comments about that, and again that the unified view of the outreach via different channels, that they're able to see it all together, the meetings. And what I really want to congratulate Outplay for is that they already grabbed the recruiters. They have an integration with what is that with some with ATS Correlate, and they already target themselves as a tool for recruiters, and actually recruiters buy it, and they do feel like Outplay is a tool on the market that is really fit for them. So well done, Outplay. And also, what I noticed when I was reading these reviews about Outplay is that this tool makes people feel something. Like this was the screenshot I attached. Like it makes me feel so productive and efficient to go through my daily list of tasks and so on. And I think that this is very important for a product to cause some feelings. It's like, for example, if you have some random cup from IKEA and it breaks, you don't really care. But if a cup from your like university that with the logo of university that you really like breaks, then you will feel a bit sorry and sad that it happened, because you have some emotions attached to it. So it's important that we create this emotional response from our users, as I think. And then a few things that users were missing is that first, it was difficult to like link these people that fill out some forms to the sequence. They wanted to be able to do that. Then they don't have negative filters. So like city is not New York is not possible. There are not too many integrations. And also they have the similar thing like we do, like manual tasks stop the sequence, and they don't have an option for it not to happen. So several people complained that they wish that the manual tasks did not stop the sequence. And then it's only the last one is that it's only one email account per Outplay account, and some people wanted it to be more, so you don't have to switch between accounts. So that's it. But I have to also mention that all these things that were mentioned, it was not like complaints. It was like, yeah, Outplay is great, but I would like if this happened. So yeah, so far I think they're doing a very good job, and I actually enjoyed using it myself, and I also think that they did a good job. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed listening to my little review of Outplay. If you have any questions or feedback, please reach out.